Hello, Graydon here again, and today in this video I'll be showing you the ideal build for a knight tank for endgame, and as well as a slight tutorial on how to use the add-on character plan. Now if you don't have character plan or don't know how to download add-ons, just ask either myself or somebody else in-game and I'm sure that we can walk you through it, because I don't have the time to do that in this video today. But the character plan is a very nifty add-on that allows you to basically pick and choose any equipment that is in-game and will allow you to modify it with whatever stats that you want or any runes that you want, so you can get a good idea of what to aim for and what your best build that you want is going to be. So how you open up character plan once you have downloaded it is you hit enter to open up the chat box, hit /CP for character plan, hit enter. It'll bring up this window. Now normally this thing is void of all gear, but I just made this stuff pre-made here just to get the video sped along a little bit. One thing that you can do is, you can import your current equipment. That means it'll take anything that you have on your character screen here and it will load it up in here for you to adjust or modify or replace or whatever. I've already done that, so I'm just going to pop that up and load items, create in current, and that's all the stuff that I currently have on right now. See? Ring of Rebirth, Shield. Okay, now should load the tutorial stuff that I have pre-made. Okay. Now all the stuff that I'm going to go over for what you should have is very relatively easy to get. So this isn't the best gear in game, but the best gear in game is either very expensive or very, very rare or very hard to get. So first you click on the piece of equipment that you want to have in. See, on helmet we're going to want to delete those. You can refine your search by the rarity, that's the color. The filter, you can use all of these nifty features. So we want the 85 minimum, 85 maximum. Uncheck the leather, chain and cloth. Plate head, that is the Pikusate helm. I want to get rid of those. That is the helmet from Grotto of Horror, the 85 hard mode instance. So right click it and you can equip the whole suit, so you don't have to search every other slot for it. Okay, now you right click it, click on pimp, which is the word to modify. You can change the plus over here, so it doesn't have any plus yet. +3, +16, all the way up to +20. So you're going to want these to be +16, and then by the time you get your stats on it, it will be tier 7. And then the durability, I always do 110 because it's easy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be 110. You just want it like that so you can see that +20 modifier on the stats that you have on here. I'm just going to go through and do that to these ones too. +16, tier 2. This one over here. Okay, and last one over here, pimp. +16. Okay. Since this is from the 85 hard mode instance, level 85 has been out for a long time, so there are lots of these floating around even though they're not on the auction house. I'm sure if you ask around during the right time you'll be able to either find them or you'll occasionally see them on the auction house. And they're relatively cheap because there's not many tanks on the server, so there's not really a high demand, so they usually just sell pretty cheap. Okay, next for pants, you're going to want the level 87 ones, because they come with damage. Now, you can preset the stuff to what you want. So I want it already plus 16, so I don't have to go through the stuff on the other screen. 110 just throws it over Dura, and then tier 7's what it be when the stats are on it. Now, this one's okay for the plate ones, but for your build, it would be better to go with chain actually for this. It has a little bit less defense, but it has stamina on it. So that is something that you're going to want to have on your gear. You're going to want to stack as much stamina as you can. Put into slot 1. Okay, now for belt, you're going to want the level 95 plate belt. Transform belt of the Siren Queen. It has lots of stamina, lots of parry rate, lots of HP, lots of defense. It's basically the best belt that you can have. Okay. And then for gloves, you look at this, there's parry rate on the gloves, which is nice, but it doesn't have any physical attack. Knights have very low physical attack, so you're going to want a few pieces that have innate physical attack on them. That's these green stats that don't have any names next to them on the right. So we're going to want the level 95 leather ones, because these ones, when you plus them up, they give strength, which is good for physical attack. And the chain ones, when you plus them up, they give you dex. Yep, this one's better. Okay. Okay, now these ones, I already have the stats on here, don't worry about those right now. The level 96, you'll see it says there, the blue ones. These will be from the quests on the main line in the new zone when it comes out. These are basically equal to any of the best gear or any of the best accessories for DPS that are in game right now. There's physical attack and crit rate, physical attack and crit rate, physical attack, physical and magical crit rate. Then for these other ones, okay, let's turn this to 90. You're going to want one with crit. So you type in for stats. Apparently I don't know how to spell. Okay, physical, critical, then that comes up for all the ones with physical, critical hit rate. So I think the easiest one to obtain that's in game right now is the Fanatic Ring of the Horizon, which you use proof of myths to get. That's a form of currency that the vendor for that is by the shell vendors in Varanus. Also, those are usually on the auction house for a little bit more expensive than the rest of the gear that you're going to get, but that's alright. It's worth it because it's better than most of the other stuff. Then for this one, you're going to also want one with physical critical hit rate. The easiest one to get is Wizard Earring of the Eons, or Eons. That one you use Ancient Mementos to pull. Trying to get that one over Dura might take a while, because it's over 1,000 mems, but it's a lot easier to get than some of the other stuff. Okay, then for the cape that I already had in here, it's the crafted level 95 one with stamina, physical attack, and crit rate. And then the shield is the level 97 one that's going to come out with the next cap. That is the stamina and parry one. And as you can see, that's compared to the current one I have. Mine is plus 19 tier 9. This is plus 16 tier 7. And it's already almost as good. So that's huge. That's a lot less work that you'll have to do to be a lot better if you get that shield. Then this is just the sword I threw in there. But if you don't have this one, it's not that bad. Now, knights can use swords and hammers, and knight warriors can use axes. I don't like using axes because I'm afraid if they nerf Night Warrior or something, I'm not going to play that anymore, so I'll just have like a wasted weapon. So I always stick with sword. This one has high physical attack on it, that's why I have it. Again, because knights have low physical attack, you're going to want a lot of attack on your gear. This one comes from the level 98 instance. Also, these are also on the auction house for, I don't know, relatively cheap sometimes, if you can catch them at the right time. And if not, then let's go in here. The level 95 one will be the transform. Where'd it go? Okay. It'll be Shabado's oh, here it is. Shabado's Transform Bone Cutter. I want to change that. Bring the tier up to +6, would be tier 11. It'll have a little bit more damage than the other one, a little bit lower physical attack, but that's okay. As long as you have a weapon with that's higher damage is the main thing. Okay. And then just any wings that you have, it's not going to make a difference if what plus they are or not, because they only plus for TP and XP value from killing mobs and drop rate. So I'm going to go into just the helmet because it's easiest. It'll help. Okay, I'm going to go through all this stuff real quick. These are the stat slots. You get 6 stat slots that you can have on a piece of equipment. And the normal thing that you want to stick to when building your gear is you want 2 stamina physical defense stats, 2 stamina physical attack, and 2 stamina HP. So protection is the stamina defense ones. See, type it in, then hit enter to the next line, or just click on another line. It'll put that stat up there. Otherwise, you can just click and then scroll through. I'll do on this one. Type in the first stat you want, stamina, physical, or just defense. I'll have all the stamina and the stamina physical defense, the stamina magical defense. But yeah, you can just scroll through this until you see the one that you want, or you could type in well, you can have 2, so there, yeah, 2 stamina physical defense. Then Guardian, and Guardian of Splitwater. Because that one's easier to get. Annihilation is the stamina HP one. Apparently that one's not coming up. Okay, apparently because I spelled it wrong. So, annihilation of the pillar. Okay. And annihilation of horror. Why is my T key not working? There. Then you have your 6 stats. Okay. Now, some of these stats will be hard to get because there'll be a lot of pulling gear from shell vendors and just waiting and stuff. So it's not going to be that bad if you have to substitute with bag stats. So I'm going to close that out real quick. I'm not going to save those changes. See, I did this one with all bag stats. That's the Eruption, Oppression, Authority, Pioneer, Seclusion, and Guard. The XV ones are the ones coming out next level cap, and the XIV are the ones that are out currently. They're not that bad. So I actually previewed, and if you set all of that to every single piece of gear, you're actually not going to come out too terrible. But naturally, better is better, so I use those when you can't find other stats. So if you want to just look at those so you can remember those bag stats, I'll give you a second to pause the video there so you can either write down or just remember. But okay, now I'm going to just go into here, copy stats to all items, and then boom, it'll just put all those stats on every item. You don't have to do it one at a time. Okay, now it's every item excluding the sword. Okay, now you look over here and your physical attack will be 63,000 and your defense will be 231,000 and your HP will be 235,000. So those are not bad. My HP is 234,000 right now. My defense is higher, my physical attack is higher, but that's just because I use better stats and some of my gear is tiered higher and blah blah blah. But okay, now I'm just going to take the headpiece again. Now I'm going to delete the oppression, and I'm going to type in Guardian of Brinewind again. Then let's see, take the Pioneer, no, the Authority because that one's lower, and Protection. Protection of Bones. I'm just going to throw that in there because that one's easier to get than the Protection of Brinewind. So you could just use whichever. Okay. Now, okay. Then I'll just take that, copy stats to all items. Brings your defense up, brings your HP up, brings your physical attack up by a full 1,000 points just by replacing those two stats. Okay, now once you get close to the end of your gear, you're going to realize that you're going to be low in one category, usually your physical attack, and just decent in your defense, and probably a little high on HP. So that's why I usually do this. Instead of going 2, 2, and 2, I'll go 3, 2, and 1. Like I'll take my accessory set just here for just an example. Take that, and I will replace one of the stam HPs with Guardian of Splitwater. Okay. Now I'm going to copy that stat to Troll Eyes over there, the Troll Heart, the Earring of Eons, and the Ring of Horizon. Okay. See, you lost maybe 5,000 HP, 6,000, but you also gained a lot of physical attack. So now, what you can also do is, my HP is still a little bit high. If I want more physical defense, again, just maybe go over here, click on that, and substitute stam HP for Protection of Brinewind. Okay, copy stats to the gloves, boots. I'm just going to keep it all on the one side. So, cape, and hood to the wings. Okay. See? Now you're up higher on defense and you're a little bit lower on HP, which is okay if you're a little low on HP, because most bosses hit for percentage. So the higher your HP, the more HP you'll lose, because if you get hit for 10% at 300,000 HP, you'll lose 30,000, but if you get hit for 10% at 200,000 HP, you'll lose 20,000. Which in the long run, it's a lot easier on the healers anyway. So Yeah, that's using mostly bag stats and relatively easy stuff to get from running and getting shells, or those protection of bones actually come on crafted gear. So I'm sure someone in your guild could help you out with those, and you will be decently set on physical attack, physical defense, and HP. You're going to want to have every single one of those stats be stam / something else, because when you stack as much stamina as you can, when you use a hero potion, see, that's my stamina, use a hero potion, it increases your attributes by 20%. That gives me over 30,000 HP, and that is 90,000 physical defense just from that one thing. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you is the runes. You come down here, it has basically every level of rune in every rune that's in game. Okay, now you want Enigma, which is strength and physical attack. These are all the base tiers that they come with when you get that runes from the item shop. You're going to want to wait until there's a rune sale. Getting every single rune that you need in your gear at one time will be kind of expensive, so if you just do a little bit of it at a time, it won't be that bad. You want Enigma, Enchantment, Tyrant, and Massacre. Enchantment and Tyrant come as they are in the auction house. The other two you have to fuse. This one is Strength, Stamina. This one is Stamina, Magical Defense. And then this one is Strength, Physical Attack, but you get this by mixing an Assassin rune and a Tyrant rune in the Arcane Transmuter, and it comes out Enigma. Again, that's Assassin and Tyrant. Massacre you get by mixing Assassin and Sage. The Dexterity, that's not really going to help you much with your accuracy or your dodge with that little bit that's on there, but that's more physical attack than on any other rune that you should be able to get. So yeah, it's a cheap, dirty way to get a lot more physical attack. That's what I use. And if you can get the runes block 9, it's more stamina, and it's better. Or even I think block 9 and block 10. If you can get a block 9, that's better for you, but that's it's more expensive to get that in all of your gear than just going with enchantment. So yeah, so that's basically it. That's basically what you want to do. And if you have any questions, feel free to either message me or someone in guild, but preferably me. So you can either find me at Kraden or Gadusop. Put it there in the chat box, that's how that's spelled. So alright, I hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was helpful, and alright, see you in the next video.